What is up, guys? I am RazrBlaDeDreams, and we are currently setting up for our first ever BECA Gaming Wrestling Podcast WWE Weekend Review while we play WWE 2K18. With me, as always, is Psycho Break and Derek Chanel. That's going to be the two dudes we're going to be doing this with for the most part until Psycho Break might have some scheduling issues down the line, but right now we are golden like the Grams. So we are officially online. Please go over and check out Psycho Break. Look for with Psycho Psyko space BR3, the number 3 AK. Just look for that in the search bar. You should find his channel, and you can look and see his and Derek's perspective as we play against one another. Right now we have an issue right now where we can't play at the same time, so they're going to take turns playing, but we are going to talk about the WWE in review as we go around, starting with last Sunday, which was the Elimination Chamber, and all the way through to yesterday's episode of NXT. We're going to talk about the matches, break it down, give you guys some opinions, predictions, what we're going to see going on, because we are smack dab in the middle of the road to WrestleMania, with Royal Rumble being at the end of January. Elimination Chamber was just this last Sunday, and in 2 weeks we will have the SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view Fastlane, which we will definitely be bringing you our review of that on the podcast for that week. So yeah, we're going to hook up with a private match, and as we play, we're going to go through and talk about each match as we go through, starting with the Elimination Chamber on Sunday. Guys, I'm glad you guys are here. How's it going? Sounds like we are having some technical difficulties here. With some sound effects here. I'm sure they should be here soon. I think they're trying to figure it out, so I'm just going to shoot the breeze with you until we get everybody on the same page. Oh, there we go. Now we got that's Derek. Just joined the party,
now
it
we're
seems.
all here.
Now I hear him. There's
Yep.
Derek. Welcome, buddy. Oh, that's a friend request I just received for the from Derek, so we can all get, like I said, this is our first episode, so we're still getting all the kinks worked in and out. But like I said, both Derek and Psycho Break will be on Psycho Break's YouTube channel. Just search for that, Psyko BR number 3 AK. You should find his channel and be able to see their perspective of our wrestling match as we talk about this, what's going on. But you can also tune in to BECA Gaming, what's going on right here, and see my perspective with my face, my beautifulness, as we bust out some 2K18 private matches. So, guys, I'm glad you're here. We've had an interesting week in WWE. How
Yes,
are
it
things?
Pretty good.
It's been pretty crazy, actually, with WrestleMania coming on down the road. But first, elimination and everything. But yeah, it's been pretty crazy.
Yeah, interesting storylines going on with elimination going in. We're going to kick off with the Elimination Chamber as we work on getting our game set up. Pre-show, we had a tag match between good old Mr. Raj and Gallows and Anderson. Now, before we get saying, I'm going to put this opinion out here before you get to your guys' comments, because I personally did not watch the match. I think that's a severe misuse of the Good Brothers. I'm going to leave that as it is. That is a travesty that those two guys are working pre-show matches all the way from tag team champions on Raw to working pre-show matches against the Mr. Raj. Mr. Raj, I can understand. Gallows and Anderson, a little more prestige than me. To me, I say. But without further ado, you guys, what do you think of this match?
Honestly, from the start off, you could tell that at the beginning of the match that the Mr. Raj was pretty happy and pretty. one as a unit. It was the entrance is like any other entrance. And then when you take a look at then the Gallows brothers came in, the Good Bros or whatever they're called. Anything they can call them except calling them the Balor Club or Bullet Club, whatever. You could tell off when the match started off and stuff, it was a little bit slow pace at first, but it pretty much became a squash match. I think, like, I agree with what you said. I think the way they're using the Gallows as well as the Miztourage, I'm adding the Miztourage thing on there. I think it's a travesty because right now they don't really have much lineups for your tag teams. Like, they're not really pushing that tag team division. It's like you maybe got one or two tag teams going beef with each other, and then that's it. What do you think, Derek?
Well, honestly, you seem to have more of a tag team division on SmackDown than you do on Raw.
Well, yeah, I mean, you do, but then I mean, you got it's not about the depth of the division. It's how it's the booking. It blows my mind. Like, you have somebody that was over in Japan doing phenomenal things with AJ Styles and the Bullet Club over there, and then come over to sign with WWE and have this huge, like, oh shit, Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers, the Bullet Club are on WWE, and then they're like, get a little bit of a push and they put the belts on them, and they have, like, hell yeah, then they lose the belts down the line, and then they have continuously throughout the last couple of years just gotten pushed down farther and farther and farther to where here we are now at the pre-show the Raw exclusive Elimination Chamber to a pre-show match with the Miztourage, which, granted, is kind of a travesty given both Bo Dallas's and Curtis Axel's lineage with their generations. However, neither one of those guys have gotten a real distinct push or made quite a huge name for themselves on quite the same level as, say, as the Gallows and Anderson have. So to that degree, I see more of the wet travesty going to the Good Brothers being on the pre-show and versus Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. You kind of expect those two guys to be on the pre-show, at least I would, versus the Bullet Club. You know, a lot of the time here lately, they've been used to be the kind of like what they did to AJ Styles there for a while with Finn Balor now, with it being like the whole, like, bringing back the Balor Club aspect of it, and just really kind of a misuse of booking for those two guys.
It really is, but one thing you got to remember is it doesn't matter whether they're on the pre-show or the main event. The Good Brothers are going to bring it 100% regardless.
Oh yeah. Which is why they deserve more of a push.
As far as the Miztourage goes, they are the top, going to be like their mentor, The Miz. They're going to make whoever they're going up against look like $1 million. And that is how you can tell a true professional from a wannabe.
Yeah, it's the problem with booking versus the talent, for sure. Just for the record, Gallows and Anderson did win that match via pinfall. But moving on from there, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of this pay-per-view, which we will start with the Women's Elimination Chamber match history in WWE, the first Women's Elimination Chamber match. Featuring Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Mickie James, Mandy Rose, Sasha Banks, and Sonya Deville. And Bayley and Deville kicked us off in the ring after the chambers were filled. I personally thought it was an okay match.
The following contest
spots,
is scheduled
especially as it got down the line and more of the women got into the brawl.
From Belfast,
and of course, like this,
weighing in at
322
pounds,
Bayley rivalry that we're going to eventually get.
Uh-oh. Killian Dane appears to be in quite a foul mood. Yeah, I think twice about stepping in the ring with him, that's for sure.
To point out that both the
and on top of that, this match will undoubtedly have a big impact on where these guys stand in the next WWE.com power rankings. And there's been so much upward movement from new faces over the past few weeks that dropping more than 10 spots following a loss isn't necessarily out of the question.
But anyway, back to the women's. Okay match, some pretty good spots. Started the the Sasha Banks and Bayley rivalry. We're all still hoping for the Sasha Banks heel turn. You guys, thoughts on that match?
That's what's going to be good. If Sasha can be a heel, I think it'll make it a whole lot better to watch.
Yeah, she's a much better heel than she is a babyface for sure.
Oh yeah, just look at her career in NXT going up against Bayley. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
really what put her on the mount.
Yeah, that was a good. Yeah, that Iron Man match was really good between them. So what about you, Psycho Bray? What did you think about it? Any kind of? I mean, Alexa Bliss did retain after she was the last one in the match, and then of course the betrayal of Sasha Banks to Bayley.
I think they let it up. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And the only thing that's another, so what did you head? So now go ahead, what were you saying?
I kind of foreseen, anybody that watched the match or knew that there wasn't really anything that they were going to do as far as the main thing is that we kind of already knew that Alexa Bliss, but we also knew that they were going to pull the whole Sasha Banks versus Bayley type thing. We knew that they were going to do that. My thing is that a lot of the times,
ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for one-on-one action. It might go sounds to me like this crowd already picked the one who they want to win this match.
Nia Jax, she was in the match, right?
No,
I think we can all agree that this will be no easy match for him here tonight. Yeah, but you can say that about every match here on the card. There's no such thing as a cakewalk here in the WWE.
Well, my thing is that the girls that did, they did a good job, but I don't think it had the pop as they're claiming that was, because the fans, when watching this, they were silent. Like, they were dead silent. And a lot of the times I was afraid of seeing injuries happen. Unlike other Elimination Chamber matches, now they got it where the outside of the ring is actually padded. So because of the fact that it's padded, it's basically to keep from any further injury. I think a lot of them played it safe in this one a lot, and I didn't see, honestly, in my opinion, the highlight of that match was Alexa Bliss doing her Bliss off the chamber thing, which is, I think, is what she did, or maybe I'm dreaming, I don't know. But she pretty much tried to steal the show, and she did good for what she could. But as far as Sasha Banks probably gets the bump of the night.
Yeah, she did take a cross.
And we're underway. Looking at these two men, I don't think there's going to be anything traditional about this one-on-one matchup.
And man, I never get tired of watching these guys compete.
I think that's who did not take that spot. Anyway, moving on. We had the Women's Elimination Chamber. Okay, could have been better. Set some seeds. Did what it needed to do. So now we're going to move on. The next match of that lovely, glorious pay-per-view is actually going to counterpoint to what I was talking about earlier with the pre-show match. Is the Raw Tag Team matches belt match between Sheamus and the Bar and Titus Worldwide. Now, this is what I was talking about as far as like what they do for booking. Like, who the hell
and he delivers a knee
shit about Titus Worldwide? I mean, let's keep it honest here. Like, they've had no momentum going forward. There's no investment as far as their characters of who they are.
Going for an encore here.
Real
there he goes, crashing to the floor.
Oh my God, this is going to be the most amazing push ever because we love Apollo and his character. We love Titus O'Neil, and then they tacked on Dana Brooke. We seem really misplaced when you have tag teams of the caliber of, like I said, Gallows and Anderson.
He doesn't want to do this outside the
Jackson
ring.
Dawson, the Revival, even in comparison to
Killian Dane's on the attack now.
Titus Worldwide. It just seemed like a waste. And this is a pay-per-view. This is not like a throwaway Raw match to make Sheamus and Cesaro look strong. This is the pay-per-view match.
Aleister Black a little out of his element here. This could be the start of an ugly downward spiral if he's not careful.
Well, he had to expect to take some punishment tonight. You don't step in the ring with this guy and walk away completely unscathed.
I know it's early, but he has to do everything in his power not to let this get out of hand.
Honestly, what other tag team match could they have used besides Titus Worldwide? I mean, is the Revival on Raw now?
Yeah. They were,
so
yeah,
then
the Revival is on Raw. The Revival was getting a push until I think it was Dash got hurt, and they was out.
We
for
may have
months,
a count out
and
here,
they
guys.
Lost
It
their
certainly
push.
looks that
they
way,
were
Michael.
in the title picture for a while with the Shield and the Bar, and then dude got hurt,
Just
and they
making
just
his presence felt there.
Getting swept under the rug, and now they're kind
Great
of slowly
offense
getting
by
worked
Aleister
back
Black.
into.
Oh, and he reverses it.
But
bringing it back into the
I'm
ring.
not saying that they should have given the Revival title shot. I'm not saying it's like, oh, welcome back to the Brawl. We're going to give you.
He's moving like a man possessed.
You know, a title shot. But I mean,
here's Aleister Black.
Something other than Titus Worldwide. That just shows the lack of depth, like Derek you touched on earlier about the tag team
division. Aleister Black with some good timing here.
On the Raw,
not every move is designed to get the fans off their feet.
Also, on the 25th anniversary of Raw, when they pretty much made the Revival like a squash tag team, I think that's when they probably got injured. I'm not sure if that is.
No, that was a long time ago when they got injured. Dude was out for months, and then that's when they were just not making their comeback. Is when they took the squash match against the.
He doesn't appear to be in a hurry to get up here.
I just don't think he has it in him.
His shoulders are down.
But big surprise here, guys. The Bar retained after some mediocre.
He's not looking good here, Byron.
The crowd was like
dead. He's got to get up now.
During the whole thing.
Aleister Black absorbing some offense here. He doesn't want to absorb much more punishment if he wants to win this match.
Oh man, his chances are dwindling quickly. He's just taking on so much punishment.
In a back and forth match like this, he has to do everything in his power not to let his opponent gain too much momentum here.
Asuka versus Nia Jax. This match was not that bad. It was okay. I mean, they made Asuka look kind of
unleashing it for the second time now.
He is a one-man gang in there.
She took most of that match, and then she got rolled up with a 1-2-3.
He's simply
Asuka
reminding him
and then
that he's here.
Proceeds to continue to stomp the living shit out of her.
Oh boy, he is
again
rolling.
after the match.
He's stumbling some now. He'll need to find a way to turn things around here.
This match is trending in a bad direction for him right now, guys. He's going to want to make some changes if he wants to stay in it.
He's taking on some damage, but so is his opponent. This match can go either way at this point.
Kind of Asuka looks simple. I don't understand that booking. But
doesn't show any signs of getting up here, guys. Can he do it here?
It was a pretty decent match. Overall, Nia Jax, like I said, they made Nia look really strong.
Hoping ended here.
Insane, ballistic, almost kind of like Braun Strowman-esque in the women's division.
And now he goes for it a second time.
Asuka, who is currently
and there's the counter.
Has been
escapes trouble there.
Has beaten Goldberg's undefeated record.
And there's the boot.
So that's the thing.
And he goes for the pin.
The thing is with Asuka, everybody knows, and even the people, that's
not where he wants to be right now.
Yeah, you're not going to win many matches when you're down.
Already happened before on NXT. We know what the outcome's going to be, and I think their big thing is they didn't want to act like Nia was weak, but they also didn't want to act like.
I think we're at the point in this match where the finisher could be used at any moment here.
They didn't want to act like Nia was, but they didn't want to act like Asuka was weak either. It was kind of like they didn't. I don't know.
If this superstar can just land the finisher here, this match is all but over.
Nope, that one misses.
It's the same thing. What they wanted to do was they wanted to make sure Asuka looked strong by getting her win and maintaining her streak.
And the strike lands.
But they also wanted to make sure Nia Jax came away strong, same as they do with Braun Strowman. When he goes in ballistic,
few superstars are as dominant as this guy.
You know, he takes a loss.
Knocked the breath out with a crushing kick to the gut.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing that happened in the elimination.
He's still not moving, guys. He might be out.
People look unbeatable.
Right, even though they just lost. So,
given their performances
overall,
tonight,
okay,
it's
match.
too bad one of these superstars has to walk out of here on the losing end.
It was whatever.
And he finally gets back into the ring.
There's
no way he was going to get counted out there, Michael.
Like I said, Asuka wins. You know, she got her ass kicked pretty much the whole time.
Momentum's firmly in his corner now.
After that, we have the Woken one. Woken Matt Hardy against Bray Wyatt.
He gets the cover, and this one's history.
And
what a
I
win.
actually enjoyed that match.
Okay, yeah, it's what really kind of started getting the crowd into it a little bit. They started coming to life after, you know, the whole Nia Jax and Asuka was just like, there was some slight grumblings, but it was still fairly quiet. But what really got the crowd started getting into the pay-per-view at this point was during this match, because Woken Matt Hardy is extremely over with the WWE Universe.
What I liked about it was how he wanted to play mind games with Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, how they because, you know, they have the Bray Wyatt's known for his mind games, and it was cool that Woken Matt Hardy. It was predictable, which that's we'll get to that in a minute. But it was okay. Again, like I said, that's the overall theme for this match. To this stuff is. It is okay. It wasn't anything too spectacular, but it was okay. It was not something, like I said, I'm not really over the Woken stuff is okay, but I don't think it's as over as it should be with that gimmick.
No, it's not.
Especially in a program with freaking goddamn Bray Wyatt, who's fallen off big time. Big time. Which is kind of sad. But
I think a lot of it with Bray Wyatt is they just no longer have any real use for him in a way. They don't know what to do with him anymore. So they just threw him into the storyline because they thought it would make sense with the two different parallel universes going at it.
Yeah, and I think that's true. And then, like I said, he went from like this backwoods, New Orleans backwoods voodoo type dude to like some sort of like supernatural ghost story shit. And the transition has not gone well, especially with him not having his stable with the Wyatt family. Then the mystical shit, and then with him turning into Sister Abigail that they quickly squashed after everybody got sick. They were like, yeah, we're about that life, we're not doing that. So they really kind of squashed that a little bit, and then they put him in some mediocre program with Finn Balor, which was okay. He lost a bunch, then he continued to lose, and then now he's in this mediocre program with Woken Matt Hardy, which they only brought the Woken character out so far because Jeff's been out for so long with his shoulder. So again, it's okay. I wasn't like super over with it. It wasn't like, you know, they didn't set the bar, but they did do a pretty decent job given with what they were and who they are. So again, okay, got the crowd into it, but that's pretty much where I leave it at this point.
I'll just make sure this is on. So, sorry, but you're gonna play on my controller. I think what match are we talking about now?
Bray Wyatt and Woken Matt Hardy.
Bray Wyatt. I think a lot what's with Bray Wyatt is they're letting his real life shit play a factor on him not growing. The fact that he's no longer paying child support. He's having nothing to do with his kids. He's having nothing to do with his family after the incident with him cheating on his wife with JoJo. I think that's playing a big part on this. The only reason I know about this is because I was talking to my friend Sean, who works at Walmart, who's a big wrestling fan as well, and he's the one who told me all this. And he said that outside the ring, now this is just speculation, that Bray Wyatt obviously is coming across as an asshole, because of the fact that he's not providing for his kids anymore. He's pretty much living his situation kind of thrown to the wind. How that affects his wrestling career is I think WWE sees that, so they're not really utilizing him. And I can understand that in a sense, but I think that's not fair, because you cannot let that. I mean, I can see how that can affect certain things, but I just don't understand. I think that may be the reason why they're not giving him the push.
It could very well be.
It could be. Like, it could very well have the real life stuff happen, because they do take that shit very seriously. Like, if you don't, like they did with the Lana and Rusev thing when they got engaged, and she started posting pictures of their engagement while she was in the middle of that storyline with Dolph Ziggler and Summer Rae, and that kind of fucked that up. So yeah, they do, and they punish the shit out of them. So that definitely could play a role into it. But overall, this match was an okay of crap. Matt Hardy did win that match via pinfall. After that, we had Ronda Rousey signing her WWE contract. This is the point in the pay-per-view the crowd lost their shit, because this is where Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle and Triple H and good old lady Nads herself, Stephanie McMahon, was involved. They're setting a WrestleMania moment between the four of them in a mixed tag match. I'm pretty sure that's my prediction about that, but those seeds were set, culminating with Triple H going through a table and the slap heard round the world from Stephanie McMahon.
And Ronda no-sold that slap, man.
Yeah,
I think
she
was
didn't have
taken
to.
back by it, honestly.
I don't think she was prepared for it. She didn't have to sell
I don't think she was. Because her face got bright red, and she looked pissed. It's like she was having to tell herself, okay, I'm no longer in UFC. I'm in the entertainment business. I don't need to knock this bitch's head off.
Yeah,
next thing you hear is
you did not have to sell that shit. But it did make her look strong, which when we get into Raw after the fallout of Elimination Chamber, we'll talk about more about the expanding story between this pretty sure storyline that they're going with Ronda Rousey's debut. Then after that, we have the hype going into there. Then after that, we come to the main event with the 7-man Elimination Chamber men's match for the #1 contender for the Universal Championship, held by the one and only Brock Lesnar. And we had Elias come out and sing his little song, but he actually won his spot to come out last of his chamber, the last one out of his chamber.
And they timed that
making his way to the ring from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada.
They timed that perfectly with this song and Braun coming out.
206 pounds, Kenny Omega.
Get ready, guys. Big-time singles matches coming up here. And I
Seth
can assure you
Rollins,
these two
The Miz,
superstars have
Ben
been waiting
Balor
all
started the
day to
match.
get their
Triple
hands on
threat
each other.
rules, I guess, eliminations, whatever. This match.
And guys, you can bet there are plenty of superstars in the back crowded around the monitor for this one.
Yeah, this really is an intriguing matchup, Cole.
So,
the end result can very well trigger a domino effect on the rest of the
really
roster.
Strong bumps. It was a pretty entertaining match. The crowd was really into it at this match. Progressed storyline going into WrestleMania fairly well. One of the big storyline hookups here was everybody was like, John Cena was like, if I don't win Elimination Chamber, I don't have a way to WrestleMania, which of course he lost. Everybody was not surprised, however, that Roman Reigns did in fact win the Men's Elimination Chamber match. And goes on to WrestleMania 34 to face Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship.
227 pounds,
What you guys think about this one?
We have one-on-one action on the way, and this one should be nothing short of amazing. I don't doubt that for a moment, Michael. In fact, I would go so far as to say this match might just steal the show.
With the two people that defeated The Undertaker. But at the same
And
time,
I'd
I
also like to add that this match will go a long way in determining the pecking order here in WWE.
Yeah,
and he's hoping his stock continues to rise. A loss here, though, would certainly crush those hopes.
On that one because you kind of made it to where he was better than everybody, so any chances of any of them moving up in the roster just went down to crap. And the only one that's great superior, obviously, is Roman Reigns. But I think it served what they wanted it to serve, and that is ultimately the two guys that beat Undertaker at WrestleMania are facing off at the main event. That's going to be the biggest hype for that. Is now both of them have beaten Undertaker, and they're both going for the belt. I would love it for it to be a no-holds-bar match, or hell, even a extreme or falls count anywhere, but it's not. It's probably
Hewitt had as celebrated a career as Chris Jericho. Jericho's an expert aerialist, mat technician, and a master manipulator. And to be very clear, few are as dangerous.
When I looked at the card for tonight, this one definitely stood out as one you don't want to miss.
Well, given this crowd reaction, I think it's safe to say that Mobile is excited for this one.
Let's see. That's not what I want. Sorry guys, hold up. I'm bringing up the next part of this. Because after this, we had the episode of Raw, which was the February 26th, I believe was the name of that. Or something, 27th, maybe?
There he goes, crashing to the floor.
I'm sorry, I'm not playing, guys. I know it's kind of boring getting my ass kicked right now, but I'm looking for...
Yeah, on the Raw, it was actually pretty good for an episode coming up for pay-per-view.
Here we go. Alright, now we get into Raw. Monday Night Raw from the Elimination Chamber Fallout, and we start off Raw with Alexa Bliss coming out with...
He's got to hurry if he doesn't want to get counted out here. Time's certainly not on his side, Michael. Wow, what a move!
And she did the same thing she did on Elimination Chamber, where she started off as a babyface, only to morph into a heel.
Yeah, she ran down the whole women's roster, and then, of course, we had Asuka come out, and then Bliss brought up, Nia Jax, and then Nia Jax came out, and it got the top 6 top female stars on Raw duking it out. It was okay, but it was a nice way to kick off Raw.
He's got to hurry if he doesn't want to get counted out here. Time's certainly not on his side, Michael.
Into a 6-woman tag match between Sasha Banks, Bayley, and Asuka against Nia Jax, Mickie James, and Alexa Bliss. And this match I actually did like because it was nice to see Bayley kind of get her revenge on Sasha Banks.
Wow, look how quick. Chamber. What a shot by Chris Jericho.
That happened.
What a shot by Chris Jericho.
So
he lands a jarring forearm.
It was an okay tag match. Good. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but the faces won. Asuka, Bayley, and Sasha won the match because they still have Sasha.
Here
Asuka's
we go again.
Streak to consider.
Going for the double play with this move.
It wasn't too bad. It was an okay match.
Yeah,
so much power behind that punch.
I would have preferred to see
what a shot by Chris Jericho.
Just a 2-on-2 tag than a 6-on tag.
I don't really think that this Sasha Banks and Bayley match is going to be the height that they're wanting it to be. I think this is going to be a squash match.
And now he goes for it a second time.
Come into fold. Honestly, I've seen this as a final match before Sasha went officially to Raw, and it was a good match for what it was.
Looking for a little breather here, maybe.
This is a match that
Slowing
should
things
have a
down.
belt
I like
with
it. Good game plan.
Other than that, this match to me is I'm not interested in it. I'll be honest with you. I'm not interested in the perceived heel turn that Bayley did or that Sasha did. To me, I'm over it. And maybe that's just me being a douchebag. Everybody's got opinions, but
getting his attention with a vicious strike.
I would rather if this was for the title,
the script on him
hell yeah, I'd be game. But this just being one-on-one, nothing at stake.
Strong Irish whip, just too much here.
Interesting. Yeah, I can see that.
What? I mean, what's going on? This is an injustice.
Faces won that match.
Injustice.
Also saved everything, and then we have.
He doesn't appear to be in a hurry to get up here.
Came into
I just don't think he has it in him anymore.
Where he false teased an Undertaker and him match at WrestleMania. Crowd went ape shit. Then he just popped everybody's bubble and was like, "Yeah, that's not happening."
He wants no part of this.
Come to find out, his road to WrestleMania is SmackDown, and I will see you on Tuesday. That's pretty much what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said. He pretty much blew. He pretty much, I mean, the crowd, let's take a moment and think about this. When he did this, everybody just freaking popped.
He might have it.
I mean, that arena was loud. And they even said, yes, yes. I mean, he waited a good, I want to say, a good
That's a good
2
way to
minutes
find yourself on the
and let them
list
do all
of
that cheering.
Jericho.
And if I said, but that ain't going to happen.
Michael.
They won't let that happen. So I guess I'm going to have to go to SmackDown and make my WrestleMania moment happen. And everybody just went pissed on him, you know, just like, you asshole,
guys,
you
I
know.
really thought we would have seen the finisher already.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. People were kind of pissed about it, but on the flip side, from a performer standpoint, that was bold. That's exactly what he wanted to do, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
If this ref can't do his job, let's get one in there that can.
Exactly. It was perfect.
The point of that elbow delivers. He's looking a little weary here. I'd say he's starting to feel the pressure a bit. Good. It's about time his ego started to take a hit here. Let's hope this keeps up.
More into that, Rey Mysterio on March 21st is supposed to be taking on Juicing Thunder Liger at Lucha Underground or something.
Look at this.
It said,
he's going back to an old friend with
New Japan, yes.
They're going to be
just
in
draining
Long
the
Beach,
shoulder of any
California.
strength that has left.
And they said that
he's in a tough
at that
spot here,
point,
Corey.
they don't see
if he
that
doesn't get up, it's going to get a lot
with
tougher.
Cena and Rey Mysterio. So at this point, they said it's still a mystery.
But he's going to be free after that. So it could happen, it could not. But given that we're talking about
there's absolutely no
Chris Jericho is supposed to be taking on Kazuchika Naito at the event also.
Oh, wow.
Chris Jericho's on the attack now.
I think New Japan, we get off that, getting off track here.
Jericho locked in.
Case in point,
come on, Jericho, put
Cena
that
is
stupid
still up
idiot
in the
away.
air. We all know, you know, just like you said, Cena had him by the balls.
He had it locked in pretty good.
SmackDown, so
I guess not.
That's that. What else is next?
We're just going
Tie in the face, taking some serious damage here.
Bullshit. People went on to go with the Heath Slater and Bray Wyatt match that never happened.
The way I
Bray
see it,
Wyatt
this might be a good time
for
the finisher.
Heath Slater and then cut this really stupid promo against Matt Hardy saying, "See what you made me do? You want me to laugh at you?" That bull crap. I didn't like it.
He's bringing it back inside the ring now. Nobody controls the pace of a match.
I think they were cut for time on what they were going to do with Ronda Rousey, and they were actually going to still try to make time for Brock Lesnar, and that's why immediately after that, you had the Roman Reigns
German suplex!
Right?
Yes.
Just when you thought he had nothing left. Doesn't show any
Hey,
signs of getting up here,
Reigns,
guys.
whether that was a shoot
He's taking
or
one heck
legit,
of a beating, Michael.
He looked really... He actually cut a damn good promo. I was shocked.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, okay, that was
Big spot in the match here. Wow, I'm just as surprised as you guys
Seth Rollins and The Miz, which The Miz cut a very good promo to start that off.
What a dive. Now this is
And
chaos.
the match was pretty good. Seth Rollins is always a good performer, so is The Miz.
The unfortunate reality is he might not get up, which wouldn't shock me one bit. Talk about a beating he's taken here tonight.
I think it set the stage because shortly after that happened, after Seth Rollins beat The Miz, Finn Balor came out and was...
A minor miracle might be needed to overcome this beating.
And started a match, and then the Miz got involved, and the Good Brothers got involved. And they started to
man, he's going off here. I don't know if this is by design or if he just lost his mind.
Kurt Angle comes up and says, no, no, no. Good
moves
Brothers,
like that at this stage are not to win any match. They're just used to send a message.
We're starting this match over. Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins.
He hits him with a nasty chop. He's too quick for him there. When his strikes land, you can feel it in the first few rows. He's delivering an old-fashioned butt kicking right here.
Sets the stage for what they're going to do for the Intercontinental.
He has to be extra careful here. An injured shoulder can come right out of the socket.
The birth of his kid falls right around that general vicinity, so that may be a situation where they might take the belt off of him and put it on Seth and Finn for WrestleMania.
Oh, what a German suplex. To think, I almost wrote him off earlier.
They may fake.
Yeah, there's no way this match isn't over after that
one.
Do
like belt up for tabs.
He's not going to like this.
Yeah, they could.
What a driver.
Yeah.
There's the pin. Can his opponent kick out?
They did a triple threat match, because honestly, that would be cool to do.
This singles contest
it would be a really
victor.
cool match to do, and I think if The Miz is going to be at WrestleMania or not with the birth of his kid, then I see it going triple threat. If not, then they're probably going to do it. They're just going to split the belt between Seth and Finn. But that was okay. After that, we went into where we were talking before. Roman Reigns cut a very scathing promo against Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. Work, shoot, either way, it's fantastic. Put Roman over a little bit, even it was so good. One of his best promos he's probably ever cut. Loved it. It was a good promo. He pretty much echoed the sentiments of pretty much the entire WWE universe when it comes to good old Brock Lesnar and his title run.
And the roster, I'm pretty sure, with what he said. I mean, he at the beginning of the promo, people were kind of like, boo, get the hell out of the ring. As he started talking, people started listening and saying, wait a damn minute, he's actually cutting a good promo. And then you start seeing people clap and cheer. And then by the end of the promo, people were actually with him.
It was really good. That was a good turning point to set up the stage for WrestleMania.
Now, one of the rumors going on about that night was that Brock Lesnar was actually supposed to show up, but just no-showed the event. So he's supposed to be at the event in 2 weeks on Raw. And from what I've been hearing on the rumor mill is that if he's not there, he's going to be taken out and have this title stripped to where it end up being Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman for the vacated Universal Championship.
Wow.
I'd almost rather see that.
That's just a rumor.
You and me both. Part-time ass, honestly. But I think, honestly, deep down, I think it's all a work to build buzz for the match.
Yeah.
I think that's all that is, really. It's all a work.
I agree, because there's a lot of stuff. Because keep in mind, and this is going off sidetrack a little bit, WWE is trying to build that inner link with UFC. I mean, they got Ronda Rousey, all this stuff. So the more that they can build with UFC, the more that UFC and WWE can work together and do good things too. So that's going to be something too. So
yeah,
I think that may be a thing.
It could very well be. All right, going from there, we got into the Raw Tag Team Championship rematch between Titus Worldwide and The Bar. 2 out of 3 falls match. Actually went by quicker than I had hoped. Honestly, I thought it was going to take for a while. There were 2 falls. Went to the Bar, sweeped Titus Worldwide, pretty much said, yeah, we're done with you guys. No need. Thanks for the pay-per-view run, guys. Go back to being side quest, I guess. They were just trash. It was okay.
Side quest. Your princess
it was an okay match. The Bar went over pretty well. The first, roll-up win. The first pin was like within seconds of the match starting. Second one came a little on down the line. Didn't stretch it out for too long. Liked it. It was quick. It was vicious. It was over.
I don't really have a lot to say about that match. I mean, like I said, it went by way too quick.
It's more of a tag team division. I'm glad it went by super quick. I'm glad they didn't drag it out for too long because, like I said, that's another one of those situations where there's no real emotional investment into Titus Worldwide. There's no a whole core fan base of like crazy people like, all right, Titus Worldwide, you know, with wearing all the Titus Worldwide shirts and shit like that. But there are for the bar, so there's no real fan backing. There's no real fan investment into them.
Making her way
so
to the ring.
Throwaway squash,
From Staten Island,
jobbers with a
New
name.
York,
Move on. That's pretty much how I feel about that.
Now, in my opinion, what I would like to see,
it's time for the Princess of Staten Island, looking quite fabulous too, I might add.
I would honestly enjoy watching the Bar versus the Revival.
Well, to say she looks ready to go here might just be an understatement.
And make it
Cole, she's been looking forward to this one for a very long time.
Triple threat.
It sounds like this crowd has been too.
An elimination match, or even a 2 out of 3 falls. Whichever team can get 2 falls on the other teams, something like that would be very interesting.
Some sort of a stipulation match of the triple threat for the titles. That would be interesting to see. What they did that similar at WrestleMania last year when they had a triple threat match for the titles, including Gallows and Anderson and the Bar and somebody else, and then that's when they reintroduced the Hardys.
Enzo and Cass.
Yeah, Enzo and Cass, and then they reintroduced and that's when they brought the Hardys back. It was the WrestleMania moment last year when the Hardys made their debut.
As she makes her way to the ring, don't forget, Charlotte claims to be genetically superior than the rest of the women's roster. Well, you do know who her father is, right, Michael?
So, like I said,
determined looks on these faces of these women for sure. Wouldn't you agree, Byron? Absolutely, but that shouldn't come as any surprise, especially considering how intense the women's division is right now.
Yeah, so the Bar defeated Titus Worldwide. Whatever.
What is, honestly, what is their thing with Titus Worldwide, unless they're trying to build something we don't care about, and that is Titus and Apollo having a match at WrestleMania against each other, which will probably be a pre-show match.
Yeah, well, I don't even think they're building towards him. There's not even a story backing even to even insinuate that. There's like nothing there. It's like complete
the closest thing to being there would be from the Mixed Match Challenge.
Yeah, but they figure not many people, besides that, they're not going to count that as a real storyline. That's just having fun.
Based on the electricity that's traveling through this arena and decibel level of the crowd, I think it's safe to say the roof of this building just might blow off.
Which was,
and given the athleticism of these women, this one promises to be can't miss.
Judging from this crowd response, guys, there's no more magical place to be in Orlando right now than right here for this match.
There we go again. And then we saw a limousine pull up.
Oh, yeah, here's
Charlotte.
Hard to predict this early in the match, but what do you think she needs to do to win here?
When it comes to one-on-one action, she's among the absolute best the roster has to offer. I don't think there are too many women in the back itching to get in the ring with her.
I was honestly hoping to see Braun catch
here's
Elias
Charlotte.
and then slam him through the limousine.
That would have been cool. Something like that would have been cool. That was funny. And then, of course, Strowman was like, I'm not through with you. And then it's when it showed the limousine.
Drop kick delivered with precision.
Commercial break. Any thoughts on that match? I personally thought it was
for some competitors, part of their strategy is to demean their opponent. A move like that says it all. And another one. That one was packed with plenty of malice.
Final spot of the night was Ronda Rousey confronting the authority of Stephanie McMahon and Triple H, and that went about as well as to expected.
Gosh, look at this. The referee is totally oblivious here. She's a heartbreaker, though, and a rule breaker.
Looked a little more comfortable in the ring than she did in Elimination Chamber. Kurt Angle came out and told Ronda Rousey to chill. I'm sorry, I made everything up. I lied.
Not this time. I've never seen her miss by so much.
Sorry, everything's cool now.
Carmella is on the attack.
I've been sick. I'm sorry. But you could tell that he was being forced
she's off on that one, Corey. You can say that again.
Which led to both Stephanie and Trish.
It doesn't get more blatant than that. I don't understand how the official's not seeing this. Carmella is taking control.
She's on the attack and on the move.
Rousey was like, hey, you owe me an apology for slapping me in the face.
She goes to the outside now.
I think she's starting to get worried, Michael.
Stephanie McMahon actually apologized. got in.
She's got to remember to get back in the ring before the referee's 10 count.
I should have done that. My bad. And made Ronda Rousey look even more stronger because Stephanie McMahon hasn't apologized to anybody for anything ever, I don't think, in her entire life in WWE.
Nope, that one misses.
Made it so
boy,
good
that was terrible.
That
big miss right there.
Stepped up to her like she wasn't even close, Michael. Attack her or something.
Yeah.
And then
Carmella with a nice reversal.
Sorry. Yeah, that was good.
Great offense by Charlotte.
They said, okay,
talk about
cool,
dominating the action. Not going to win many matches with that move.
Punched Kurt Angle in the face.
Not this time.
Left,
I've never seen her miss by so much.
Further the storyline is
we'll see how long she can keep it up.
Great offense by Charlotte.
Tag match between
just toying with the competition a little.
Of the 8.
Pays for that one.
Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey. Overall,
she gets her with a vicious chop.
Episode
this is going to be big, one way or another. She's having a hard time getting back to her feet, guys.
Well, she's absorbed a lot of punishment so far tonight.
Continue the road to WrestleMania. This was the last pay-per-view before WrestleMania.
Can she do it here?
So
2. No, got the shoulder up at the very last moment.
Might have slipped there, Cole.
Before we get to
fighting to get back to her feet here.
Not bad.
She's just taking too long, Cole. She's got to move faster.
Got the point across. We'll continue to see pretty much the same kind of stuff.
The code of silence. Carmella can put her away here.
She gets out of it.
She has renewed life now, Michael.
We're probably going to get more of the same next week.
And Carmella has all the momentum once more.
I honestly don't. I think.
Wait a minute.
Going to do to make it to where Ronda has to win is I think they're going to probably try to play like Rick and Kurt Angle's general manager careers on the line if he loses.
That could be it.
Pure artistry by her on that Hurricane Rana.
Another thing I think would be
struggling to get upright here. Tough spot to be in at this point, Michael.
For them to continue with Roman Reigns like they have been.
Incoming. Things are looking bleak for Charlotte here. She's definitely starting to feel the pressure here, guys.
Given what they've shown us here tonight, it's a shame that one of these women will have to walk away on the losing end.
This could do it.
It was something that actually worked.
2.
Let them continue.
Carmella letting her opponent know how she feels.
Absolutely. Roman Reigns did pretty well. Even
and just like that, this move is leading the charge.
That was pretty good. But now, moving on to Tuesday and SmackDown Live.
I can't believe this one's still going on, especially after the beating that's been delivered tonight.
Saying that he
she's on the attack and on the move.
To be in Fastlane.
And she's still not moving. I don't think she can recover from this goal.
Shane says, all right, you're John Cena. You can pretty much do what you want. Until Daniel Bryan comes out and says, no.
There may be no coming back from this incredible beatdown.
You're going to fight AJ Styles tonight. You beat AJ, you're in. You lose, you're out. Pretty much it.
That was a great decision on his part.
At this point, it looks like even the winner of this match will walk out of here beaten and battered.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. Set the standard, kind of knew what was going to happen.
Oh, man, what a hit.
Knocked right off the apron.
Well, I'll bring up another point later on once we get into that.
Back in from the apron. And we have liftoff.
But that's what we got. That's what we opened the show with.
She's not getting up.
Not bad.
Pin her. This match is over.
First match of the night.
She could be done.
Was Sami Zayn against Baron Corbin
Taking
with
down
Kevin
Hurricane
Owens
Rana.
on
That
commentary.
scissor grab has got to hurt.
It was a pretty good match.
1,
it was
2.
It was pretty good, okay. And then good old Dolph Ziggler comes out of left field.
Both of these superstars looking a little worse for wear right now.
Kicked Sami Zayn in the head.
That was a big surprise.
Kicked Sami Zayn in the head. Corbin hit Sami with
1, 2.
With the end of days.
What a way to win a singles match.
That was that. Got the pin. Then Dolphy Z kicks Baron Corbin. Pretty much that's some of the stars in this 5-way challenge. More promotion for the main event at Fastlane. pretty much. It was a run of the mill. Just to further the storyline between that. Also, they're furthering the storyline between Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens with the backstage politics stuff. Like more of the same. We're building to something pretty big at WrestleMania, I'm pretty sure. Unlike Raw, SmackDown's pretty kind of kept what their WrestleMania plans are under wraps, except for the title match between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles. Mediocre. Not bad performance from anybody involved. Nothing too super spectacular. Served its purpose.
At some point in the match, I kind of wished it would have hurried up, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that too. Definitely, it was kind of slow. But like I said, moved the story on from there to where then we moved into Naomi versus Ruby Riott. This is to further the storyline because there is a title match between Charlotte Flair and Ruby Riott at Fastlane. Ruby Riott has already beaten Becky Lynch, and for those wondering, there's the Riott Squad, which is Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and some backwoods chick that I could never remember her name ever in my life. She claims to be from Kentucky, that chick. And then there's also against Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, and Naomi, or clique, I guess. The good guys is the bad guys. So far, Ruby Riott has already beaten Becky Lynch. She took on Naomi tonight and pinned her clean.
The reason why that all happened was because of what happened with Charlotte originally, where the Riott Squad attacked her, and then they ended up where Charlotte took on the country girl. I can't remember her name either, to be honest with you.
Is it Liz or something? Or?
No, it's not Liv Morgan. It's a backwoods country girl anyway.
Anyway, whenever she took on her, then she won. She said 1 down, 2 to go. Then she took on Liv Morgan, 1 down, 2 down, 1 to go. Talking about Ruby Riott's the last one. That's why last week in the tag match, when Ruby pinned Becky, she said 1 down.
Yep.
And then that's whenever she challenged Charlotte for the title match at Fastlane, and then she ended up pinning Naomi clean, which I honestly thought was a little surprising that it was a clean pinfall.
Well, I think the other thing is that they're doing on purpose is having us forget that FAUBLS or whatever, Carmella is going to have that briefcase, and at Fastlane, to be a shocker, they are going to have her cash in that belt after the fact that Charlotte beats, or whoever beats. If Charlotte loses to this match before the cash in of the belt, we already know it could either be one or two things going in WrestleMania. It could end up being a triple threat match, or because Becky Lynch says she has a right to the belt or whatever is going to happen, we're looking at a fatal 4. Either way, it would make it pointless for the Money in the Bank briefcase to even be a thing if they're going to act like, well, all you did was just add your number into the lottery instead of just cashing it in, you know? So I think Fastlane, they're going to try to pull a OMG moment, and they're going to have her cash the title for the belt.
It could very well be. Like I said, that's one of the things where it's one of those situations that they're kind of keeping it under wraps at SmackDown about what direction to take the storyline. Pretty interesting stuff. But that's pretty much where that is. Like I said, they furthered the storyline again with that. That's a lot of these episodes leading into WrestleMania, but when they first start the road to WrestleMania, a lot of it is just to push the storylines along till we get to WrestleMania. So that's what a lot of this stuff is, and so they just kind of furthered the storyline, the rivalry between, they made Riott look strong by both beating Naomi and Becky Lynch clean, and so she's looking like a strong contender for Charlotte's title. 2 down, 1 to go, 2 weeks to Fastlane, that kind of shit. Which, speaking of Fastlane, there is a men's tag title match between the Usos and the New Day, and they cut a fantastic promo as they usually always do. Was a fantastic promo between those two. I loved Big E. He straight up schooled the Usos. Loved it. They always put on good matches. Each one of their matches has always been super good and super fun to watch. They've put on really good shows. I expect no less from them this time. The only thing I don't like about it is it's more of the same. Although it is good, more of the same. It's going to be a fantastic match because they always put on good shows, but it's more of the same. It's the same rivalry. But
the only problem I have with this, and I'll let Derek say something. The only problem I have with this is that last time Michael had watched this pay-per-view where it was the Usos versus the New Day. And I remember Michael saying that this pretty much killed the pay-per-view because that match was so good that every other match after that was like...
That was their Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah. So, that's the only thing. They put on a damn good match, and they're a tough act to follow. So, I'm hoping that the wrestlers step up their game because Usos and New Day, oh my God, grab your popcorn, enjoy the match. That's all I got to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's maybe more of the same, but it's going to be a good match.
With me, I think they should be the ones to start it off on the pay-per-view.
Yes,
that way you have a hell of a match at the beginning and a hell of a match at the end with the main event being the six-pack challenge.
I agree with you on that. Would be good. Because last time they did that, how'd they do that last time, Michael, when they set the pay-per-view for that?
Backlash, I do believe.
They were about in the middle.
They kicked off the pay-per-view at Backlash, I believe, last year.
Yeah, so for that, I'm kind of really, I don't know, I'm kind of hoping that this match is good because it's going to open a thing, but I know that they're going to be good, so I'll leave it at that. I know that match is going to be good.
Yeah. Moving on from there, we had Aiden English versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Plus side, we got to see Rusev Day back on TV. Who doesn't love Rusev Day? Downside, Shinsuke Nakamura was in a job. They pretty much made Aiden English a jobber to Shinsuke. Him and John Cena had a little like WrestleMania bro moment because John Cena was making his entrance to the ring as Shinsuke was leaving after his clean pinfall of Aiden English. Even though Rusev did get involved and kicked Shinsuke on the side of the ring, Shinsuke still came out on top and came out strong. Had his little, we're going to both end up at WrestleMania, good luck type point to the sign. John Cena got in the ring, Shinsuke, we cut to commercial. What do you guys think of that match? We had a little bit of technical difficulties when we were watching it, me and Psycho break at the time. We really didn't get to see it, so I had to kind of go back and watch the match to kind of see how it went. It was an okay match. Shinsuke came out on top, came out strong.
The only thing that I gotta say about it is I thought it was interesting how Rusev did insert himself, but at the same time he gave a lot of the attention to Aiden English.
Yeah.
Which you normally would never see happen.
Yeah, I agree on that.
I also think they should quit trying to market Rusev Day as heels and give them a babyface push because they are super over right now.
Oh, yeah.
As faces, they would.
I mean, even on Raw, they were chanting Rusev Day.
Yeah, they would chant Rusev Day every chance they fucking get. So
I'm just glad that Rusev actually finally got a gimmick that has put him over. That's what I'm glad because they were intentionally going to bury him.
Yeah, that was good. Nakamura wins clean. Like I said, that leads into the night's main event of John Cena versus AJ Styles. Not a bad match. Both guys put on a good show usually when they are in a match together. Lots of kickouts and finishers and crowds getting over. Crowd was really into it. Really a good match between both performers. Cena did win and punched his ticket to make it a six-pack challenge match for the WWE title off AJ Styles at Fastlane. Could this be John Cena's ticket to WrestleMania? We don't know. We have to wait 2 weeks for the pay-per-view.
I honestly do not believe so, but I will say this. They did put on one hell of a match.
Yeah, they always
One
do.
thing I can definitely say about
sure.
both of them is if you get them two in a ring together, I don't care if there's other people involved or not, them two will give it 100% every time they're in the ring.
Yeah,
and I have a lot of respect for them because of that.
Yeah, they always put on a good show. When they were rivalry, when they were going over for the title shots last year on SmackDown, they did really well.
I see the turnout for that to be, this is pretty much going to be a John Cena storyline. Like we were saying, they're pretty much going to act like it's down to the wire on who he's going to face. And honestly, I can't really think of who they're going to put him with. I think, honestly, it's going to boil down to Cena getting pissed off and taking on Shane McMahon. I still say that's going to be the WrestleMania pay-per-view.
Honestly, what I would like to see is for them to say, okay, Cena, you're going to be at WrestleMania, but you're not going to know who your opponent is. And then they would end up letting one of the stars from NXT that's going to be coming up, let them go up against John Cena.
That is a good idea. Ooh, Johnny Wrestling. There you go, Johnny Gargano.
Johnny Gargano, that would be a good one right there.
That would be awesome. That would, and you know how much of a pop that would have?
Oh, hell yeah. Hey, Michael. What do you think about that?
That would be pretty interesting. I think so. For Gargano to come out and do that, that would be cool. To see Johnny wrestling. Like that. Excuse me, guys. Goodness. But that's pretty much, like I said, they set the stage there. They're, like I said, Fastlane's in 2 weeks. They got one more episode of SmackDown before the go-home show. Probably just going to progress the story some more. Wait there. Like, I kind of like the way SmackDown plays their storylines a little more closer to the chest than Raw does. There's not as predictable, you know, with the whole,
What's gotten in with Raw doing the gauntlet shit? It's almost like since they did the one storyline with Seth Rollins busting his ass pretty much and working his ass off, they've been trying to copy that with Miz doing the opposite of Rollins, where he lost every match. It's like, what are they trying to do? Are they, I mean, what do y'all think they're trying to do with that?
I have no idea, other than the fact that they're trying to show Miz as a more serious competitor.
I just think
That's
it's
the
a
only
throwaway
thing I can
gimmick.
think of.
That was the gauntlet match on Raw was super over, and it's just a similar throwaway gimmick for Rollins to throw in Miz's face of how he's better than the Miz.
True,
anyway,
true.
Moving on from that, we are finally down to our last show of the week, and it is NXT. Actually, pretty good episode, I thought. We kicked off the show with Velveteen Dream against Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate continues his losing streak, although the Velveteen Dream continues to look phenomenal. I love Velveteen Dream. He's a good performer. Especially when the ring girl botch was pretty funny and he stayed in character and stuff. That was pretty funny. I like how they just incorporated that. Tyler Bate's a good performer. Good match. Overall, liked it. NXT usually doesn't fail with me. I'm a big fan of the NXT. Yeah, they were still voting momentum for him. Not bad. What do you guys think of it? Do you guys like it?
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
Did you guys like the match?
The Velveteen Dream match?
Yeah, between him and Tyler Bate.
The part when they both butted heads, like when one went to go off the top rope or do something, they both smacked heads. You could tell that was a botch. Because that guy, whatever his name is, kept rubbing his head like, oh my God, and you even seen it where they both caught each other's head pretty bad. Like,
yeah,
that would have
was
hurt.
Pretty good.
Velveteen Dream is honestly a good wrestler. I'll be honest with you. I honestly do not like the story writing with WWE, period. I think NXT is kind of one of them companies that holds your hand, you develop your character, you get comfortable with your character, and then they turn around and they pretty much squash it. And that's what here lately, and I'm kind of afraid of the talent that they're going to do with Velveteen Dream, because he is such an extraordinary wrestler. All of them are. But I think once they get to the main roster, I think they don't know what to do. So
get buried like they did Ty Dillinger and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't think they're going to bring Velveteen Dream up just yet. Maybe after WrestleMania they might. I'm not sure, but he's doing right now. They're hanging on to their key players just because they just had a mass exodus of superstars go to the other roster. Like Roderick Strong just is on 205 Live now. The Riot Squad and with Paige's Squad Absolution, those 5 girls that came up and joined that.
Well, you know there's going to be at least 4 or 5 people coming up after WrestleMania, whether it's tag teams or whatever.
Yeah, they just started. They're actually going to start the tag team, the Dusty Rhodes tag team tournament in NXT this week. This coming episode starting next week.
Making his way to the ring from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
And one of the tag teams I definitely want to see go to the main roster.
Big time singles matches on deck here in Byron. What should we expect to see here tonight?
Well, given the shape these superstars appear to be in here tonight, I fully expect to see one of the most competitive matches we've seen in a very long time.
It's time for Sanity to move to the main roster.
Guys, I'd say these superstars look more than ready to get this match started.
I'd agree with that, Cole. And it sounds like this arena is right there with them. They're absolutely electric right now.
More ingrained in NXT when they are on the main roster. I don't think they would know what to do with them. Same with Authors of Pain. As good as they are in NXT, I don't think they would have fit very well in the tag team picture on either brand. So they're going to have to do some restructuring of some kind on the main roster, on the main shows, before they bring up any of those tag teams like that. I think that's why they're sticking to building up more tag teams with this next tag team tournament that's starting next week. To kind of bring up more tag teams into the fold to see who can be marketable on the main flagship programming.
And his opponent, from Queens, New York,
it's pretty good. It's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do. I like some of the story writing in NXT is much better.
Singles action on its way, and it sounds like this arena is more than ready to kick this one off.
So is social media, Michael. The opening bell hasn't even rung, and yet both these superstars are already trending.
Total throwaway match because Bonini was like,
Corey, when it comes to in-your-face action, it doesn't get much better than these guys.
These guys definitely like to fight, Cole, and I fully expect them to prove that here tonight.
Adam Cole is not going to lose this match, and he was dominant the entire 2 minutes the match lasted, and he got a clean pin, and that was it. It took him longer to get to the ring than the match actually lasted.
Yeah, after they psyched the fact that they were going to have him join the Undisputed, and then the guy hesitated, and then they jumped him.
Yeah, the two tag team champions. Yeah, Fish and one dude's
Fish and O'Reilly.
Yeah, Fish and O'Reilly. Yeah.
Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, so even not
this
too bad.
This will surely be a true mano-a-mano test. It's amazing. For more than 50 years, men and women have entered this ring all in the name of greatness to see who is truly the best. I think when it's all said and done, we'll be talking about this match.
I don't like what they're kind of doing with Kari Sane right now. They're kind of
this is going to be great.
A little bit.
And Byron, it sounds to me like the capital city of California is geared up for this
pretty
one.
Well as the dominant heel that she is going to be.
Sent flying to the turnbuckle with a brutal Irish whip.
In neck deep into the title picture with Ember Moon, and now she's getting in a program with Kari Sane. She's vicious, she's raw, she's brutal, she's got the MMA background. They're pushing her gimmick. I really like what they're doing with the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler. Although I don't really like seeing her in a sort of throwaway match, almost maybe a build-up of a match of Kari Sane and Shayna Baszler. Baszler won the match.
There he goes, crashing to the floor.
Pretty good match overall, though. I thought so.
Yeah.
You guys like it? Was there anything to kind of stand out between the two? Or?
Honestly, Kairi Sane, is that her name? Or how do you
Kairi
say her
Sane.
name? Yeah, Kairi Sane. I don't really understand. I understand she likes boats and all that stuff, but I think the
this is a level of destruction no one was expecting.
When she gets somebody in the corner, she takes too long to do her taunt, and I think that they need to work on something to where it's a little bit more. I can understand walking the plank, as she calls it, but that takes too damn long. And by the end of it, you're like, it's kind of like when you'd see.
He jumped so high off the ground, he can invent moves in midair.
As long as it took him to do it, that they were going to lay down for that fucking worm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talking about Scotty Hardy.
Yeah. I can understand when she walks the plank and then does her pirate elbow or whatever. Yeah, I can see that. I need to work on that. Well, she's a pretty good superstar overall.
He lands the strike with great accuracy.
I was kind of shocked.
Oh, yeah, here's Kurt Hawkins.
I know why they're doing number one.
Unleashing it for the second time now.
Yeah, that's what that's going to be. We'll see that pretty soon, I'm sure, before WrestleMania weekend for sure. Shayna Baszler did beat Kairi Sane.
Ferocious?
50-50
it's like someone hit the repeat button for this move. And he hits the belly to belly.
Closes out the night on NXT. Andrade
he's in trouble here.
With Zelina Vega addressed the WWE Universe.
Don't you dare get up, man.
Him being champion.
Taking off his feet here.
And it's moves like that that make him so dangerous.
Terrible on the microphone. I can see why they gave him Zelina Vega to speak for him, because this dude's promo last week was utter garbage. It was very. I couldn't understand the word he was saying half the time. And it wasn't because of his accent. It was a combination of not just his accent, but it was his accent. Plus, he didn't know how to say his words. They're all slurred and large together.
He'll need to find a way to turn things around here.
He didn't have any.
His chances are dwindling quickly. He's just taking on so much punishment.
To his promo, it was really crap. And Zelina Vega was like trying to sell, like, yeah, you're preaching, brother. Like, yeah, but you could really tell he was struggling really bad on the microphone. Oh, but Selena, they're doing their best to try to.
Wow, what a move!
Andrade Cien Almas as the heel champion in NXT, which I guess
this guy's a machine.
They think that heel champions do better than face champions because every time the heel champions have been the dominant.
Oh, and he's still down, Byron.
Things definitely aren't looking very good for him right now.
And then they finally took it off Bobby Roode, gave it to Drew McIntyre, and he had it till he got hurt, and now they got it on another heel, so we'll just have to wait and see. But
just like that, this move is leading the charge.
After all his garbage about how I'm the champion and everybody else sucks, Aleister Black, my boy, Aleister Black.
Nice German suplex, and he's not done,
promo saying,
his opponent may be
angled about that shit. I got you, and then Dane came out and said,
just when you thought he had nothing left.
And
Kurt
they
Hawkins
started going
is in
at
trouble.
it, and Andrade Cien Almas and Zelina Vega were like, what the hell's going on? These dudes are just going crazy.
Angle slam.
Go for it, guys.
That's what he
Have
was
fun.
looking
And
for,
then
Michael.
Aleister Black and Killian Dane kind of beat the crap out of each other, and that's pretty much how they wrapped it up. They're building up to I'm pretty sure they're going to have a #1 contenders match before WrestleMania weekend.
He's almost got him.
And
he lands the belly to belly.
Either Killian Dane or Aleister Black against Andrade Cien Almas for the title. I'm a big fan of Aleister Black.
Taken down with a belly to back suplex.
He does very little wrong to me.
Yeah, Aleister Black is good. I just dread the fact that I don't think this guy that he's going to fight for the title. Not
even close.
Jeez, not that was Insanity guy. He's going to be good, but I don't think that the NXT champion is going to be that good of a match for Aleister Black.
Going with the inside cradle. He may get the 3 count right there.
If this match ends up being good, it's all going to be because Aleister Black put on a damn good show. I don't see this guy and Aleister Black having chemistry. I could be wrong, but I don't think that the NXT champion is going to have a good match with Aleister Black, because I think Aleister Black will do a good match. I just don't think that the champion is going to be able to hang with Aleister Black
to the outside now.
Perhaps looking to gather his
thoughts. I don't think the chemistry is going to be there. At this point, I kind of wish that the guy from Insanity had the belt going against the guy from going against Aleister Black or vice versa. I'd much rather see that as a match than what we're going to end up getting.
He doesn't want to do this outside the ring.
Yeah, see, seeing
that's what happens when you're
almost
a powerful
on that
grasp.
massive Gargano
You go down.
at the last TakeOver Philadelphia was fantastic match, and then they put on match
the Olympic gold medalist
Gargano's
moving
career on the
in.
line. Was
Kurt
a
Angle
really
is
good
on a
match.
roll,
I mean, he's a good worker.
unstoppable, and he's still not
He's a good
finished.
worker.
No,
He's
not
a
at
good
all.
in-ring performer.
Kurt
As far as his
Angle
moves and his sells, he's really super good.
This one is over.
I'm with you on the
force
fact
of
that I don't
impact
think
should
that
put
he's
an end to
going to
this
look
match
that good
right here.
against Aleister Black. Aleister Black's more of an MMA, striker type, and almost is more of
The closed fist connects.
I think he's more of the
The strikes have a little extra on them tonight.
type.
This kind of offense he's known for.
So we'll see.
Another thing you
The
got
spin
to
and then
think
the
about
double
on
leg
that
takedown. Wow.
is the fact that
Taking him a while to get up here.
I don't think he has anything left, Michael.
CMLL, which is a Lucha Libre promotion. He's not used to the slower pace of the WWE as he would be to the Lucha Libre fast-paced style.
I don't know, guys. I really thought we would have seen the finisher
Well,
already.
he's been in NXT for a long ass time now, so he's way over that. I'm sure that he's learned the ropes because he was
He clearly did his
good
homework
for a
heading
while
into
as solo,
tonight.
and then he kind of fell off for a little bit. Then they tuned it with Zelina Vega, and he made a comeback.
Angle
He's been in
slam.
NXT
Here's
for
his
a really
moment,
long
Michael.
time. So I'm sure that I don't think it plays that much of a role anymore as you'd think. But yeah, he's a good worker. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But I'm more looking forward to Killian Dane and Aleister Black than I am the other.
Oh, yeah, here's Kurt Hawkins.
No, reverses it.
Almost.
And now he goes for it a second
Tommaso
time.
Ciampa
And there's a chop. Now there's the counter.
Himself known a little bit.
Whoops, not even close.
So,
What was he thinking?
And anybody who didn't know, he was Gargano's
Tag team partner in
DIY, yeah. And then at TakeOver Chicago, he turned
We've
on
seen this before.
Gargano, and he's been out pretty much.
He's making
ever
a statement
since.
here with
He did
this
the stuff,
attack.
But he's coming back now. I can see the programmer go.
In the match where he turned, he was already injured.
Yeah, he hurt himself.
Nice German suplex, and he's not done, Corey.
His opponent may be
Somewhere he
Angle.
wrestled Johnny Gargano facing his former tag team
There we go, all right.
partner.
But he's running on fumes here. Does he have enough left in him to
I kind of want to see
capitalize?
that, to have that build up and then them not do anything with it is kind of like, to me, it's kind of stupid.
Oh yeah, I think they're going to build something to that.
You'd
I
have
don't
to think
that
hitting the
even though
finisher
he's
here
gonna-
could end this thing.
And
like when
Byron,
they
he's
had
still down
the
after that one.
papers
Yeah, that did some
signing
big
of
time
Gargano
damage, Michael.
being termination papers, he said he's going to be held responsible for his
Talking about sending a message.
appearances
What
and
power,
finish up his
what a
final
slam,
contract and
what
stuff.
damage.
And then once that's done, he'll be let go.
That's
So there's no
perfectly
telling what that's
placed.
going to mean
And how you land
or how long
the big
it's going to
strike.
last, the storyline wise. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny
And he
Wrestling
executes a picture-perfect Russian leg sweep.
Take over New Orleans. But overall, I think it was a pretty decent week of
And he goes up
WWE
and over.
programming.
What coordination
Elimination
and
Chamber,
control.
planting seeds.
Showing very
to
few
continue
signs of life
different
here.
storylines.
Yeah, there's no way he comes
Storylines
back from this.
progressed fairly
Might as well
well.
ring the bell now.
Each episode, getting into it, we'll probably know more about
Look at him
SmackDown
go!
once
He's got it
the
locked in good.
Game, set, match. This one is
pay-per-view's over for
Talk
SmackDown
about a painful move.
in a couple weeks. Fastlane, we'll learn
No,
more
it's not
about
over yet.
their directions
Wow,
of what
part
they're
of me
gonna do
thought
at
he was going to
WrestleMania, I
tap
think.
Cole.
But other
That
than
one
that,
misses
guys, I think
big
it was
time.
pretty good.
Better
Not
luck
bad for our
next
first
time.
episode, I think. Not bad programming wise. Let's talk about.
To me, Raw does need to work on it a lot because the fact of what I've read about
Nobody
NBC
home for that one.
Universal,
No kidding.
who is
There
the
weren't even
parent
any
company
lights on.
of USA, they said that they are going to start taking less commercial breaks.
There he
on all their
goes,
programs.
crashing to the floor.
So if that's the case, that means
Still
both
trying to get
Raw
back to his
and
feet here.
SmackDown
He's
are
clearly
gonna
in a
have more
bad
time
way
to
right
fill.
now.
A little more time to fill Because of less commercials, they're going to need to work on.
Yeah,
Make it an interesting program.
We'll see what.
Call your friends, let them know what's going on right now in this awesome match.
Comes to fruition. How long that's
They're talking about it being this year. Sometime this year, I think in May or June.
Probably wise not to focus too much on this superstar's injury. I mean, half the roster is likely competing with some sort of injury right now. It's just part of the game.
Honestly, right now, I'd have to, on my rating scale,
sickening thud.
After the Royal Rumble,
looking for a little breather here, maybe. Slow things down. I like it. Good game plan.
I would probably give a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 5, and probably no, it would be 3 out of 10 and 4 out of 10.
Keep in mind, this superstar is competing hurt tonight, or so we're told.
NXT
I'm not so sure I believe it.
7, so.
Yeah. Like
the blatant disregard for the referee's
authority
gets this one thrown out.
Progress the storylines, but we'll see how things go as time goes on. Like I said, I think we'll know more after the Fastlane pay-per-view about storyline-wise, what they're going to go as far as their titles and their storyline arcs. Raw's got a little bit of ways to go yet before WrestleMania. They don't have any more pay-per-views, so they still got a few weeks left of programming to build up their storylines. But other than that, guys,
if you think about it, though, this time of the year already, they normally would have at least 4 matches already determined for WrestleMania, which right now there's only 2, maybe 3 that you can say are going to happen regardless.
Yeah, and like I said, we'll find out more as we go. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed our wrestling here. If you watched it on BECA Gaming, you can clearly see that I am utter terrible at this fucking game. I am horrible. I am terrible. We had a decent week of programming. We'll try to do it again next week on Thursday at 8 o'clock. I think that's what we'll start doing, is at 8. Varying everybody's schedule being open.
Well, in all fairness for you, Mike, the only reason why you didn't do that great, as you're saying, is because as I have the stream up and watching, you basically were looking at bullet points for us to talk on. So, I mean, I'm giving you a way out on that one. Otherwise, so that's what I'm going to say, because you are pretty good at this game. It's just that you was kind of being the driving force on the conversation and focusing on that while we was able to play, so.
Yeah, in
reality, next time what we need to do is have it to where the person that's not playing at the time, like me, I can be talking about it next time while you two are playing, pushing it along, and then whenever I'm playing against you, Michael, Keeney
how
could be
about
talking
we discuss this while we're not streaming? How about that? Guys, we're a little bit of inside shop talk. I hope you guys enjoyed our first episode. We'll work out the kinks as we go. I suck at the game for the most part, even though I was reading bullet points. We'll leave it at that. But tune in next week. We should be doing it again. And we'll talk about the ups and downs of the WWE, our predictions, the story directions, and all that stuff. So, hope you enjoyed it. Tune in to Psycho Break. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell on YouTube as well as the BECA Gaming channel. Hit the bell and subscribe and likes. Check out our perspectives. Get your insights on the WWE. Let us know in any of our comments sections your thoughts on your predictions on the WWE, on us, on anything. Just we need friends. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you guys next week. Peace out. See you next time.